On to another story. Twitter is getting serious about abusive messages on its social network. The company updated its policy about threats to include promoting violence against others. Previously, the policy only banned direct, specific violent threats. Legal analyst Sean Joel Johnson joins us. He's an entertainment lawyer with experience handling First Amendment and privacy issues. Sean, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Good to be here.
So tell us, just sort of paint the picture of what this new policy is that Twitter is instituting.
Well, they're trying to expand the protection of their users. And in a way, it's kind of funny because opponents think that it's kind of like they're hindering free expression, but Twitter believes that they're actually expanding free expression because people who would actually say something are scared to because they're being attacked by people who are trolling sites and being abusive. So what they've really done is they've changed their policy. Before, it used to be that there had to be a direct, specific attack against a person for them to consider it against their community policies and policing. But now it can be any threat. So that kind of affects terrorism too. So that's the way. In that way, they're attacking they're making sure that terrorist groups can't use their site to support terrorism, or people just can't basically throw out random threats.
You know, the truth is they're a little bit late to this game. Facebook, Instagram, they already have these kinds of policies. Does this particular one go far enough in your estimation?
I think it gets to where it needs to be. I think the problem with Twitter, as opposed to Instagram and Facebook, which are owned by the same company, and their policies are quite strong. Like, you're right about that. They are a little late to the game, and they know it, and they've acknowledged it. The CEO said they basically suck at it, and they're trying to. This is an effort to revise it and to make sure that their users are safe, and I think it goes a long way, but we're dealing with what we're dealing with now is kind of an evolution. Like, in the laws and in the books and in these social media sites, we've never really had to deal with this before, and I think it's they've already admitted that what they're trying to do, it may not be strong enough, but what they're trying to do is balance freedom of expression with safety for their users. And I think that this goes a long way in doing that.
And I was going to ask you, does it strike that right balance between that freedom of expression and, bullying and anti-bullying and harassment that can take place?
Yeah, well, one of the things they're doing that I thought was interesting, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, is they are tweets that are abusive or annoying, harassing. They're making it so that those tweets are limited to that user's profile, which I don't know exactly how they're going to do that, but they're saying that instead of the tweet going out to everybody and the person that they're attacking, the tweet stays on their profile, and so the person never sees it. For me, that's a little worrisome because if somebody's attacking me, I kind of want to know who it is.
Kind of want to see it coming, right?
I kind of want to see it coming. But the number of attacks that some of the victims on Twitter, I mean, they've gotten thousands and thousands. There's one example of a woman who she's a feminist in the gamer world, and she's been under numerous attacks. Like, it's evidence, rape threats, death threats, and that's what makes it, kind of scary, is that all of these people, they're anonymous. You can't find out who they are, and they're sending these awful threats.
Other than restricting what actually goes out there, is there any recourse for Twitter in terms of enforcement? If there is a troll out there, someone that is making direct threats or harassing another user, what's the recourse? Or is that on the user? Well,
they've done two things. I mean, one of the things you have to do is you have to report it, but they're putting in tools in place that actually like they compare the tweet to other abusive tweets, and if that tweet's abusive, then they limit its reach. The other thing they've done is they've expanded their enforcement team by three times the size of what it once was.
And that tells you what?
That tells that they were doing a very bad job.
They're playing catch up.
Yeah, they're playing catch up. They were doing a bad job, but the idea is that they want to make it better and they want to make it right. Yep. And I think that they're on the road to doing that.
All right, we'll see what difference it makes. We do appreciate it. Sean Joel Johnson.
All right,
thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And coming up on Rise America, Ben Affleck is an Oscar award-winning storyteller, but the star is in a bit of hot water for altering the truth about his own family history. We'll explain when we return. You're watching Rise America.